Okay, let's dive right into this explainer. We're going to meticulously break down the terrifying aftermath of Ethan Carter's final broadcast. You see, tonight's analysis isn't really about the streamer's initial disappearance anymore. We're looking way beyond that first viral, heart-stopping moment where a man literally vanished on camera. Instead, we need to unravel a secondary mystery that is, honestly, somehow even more unsettling. It's like a digital ghost story that somehow bled directly into the physical world. 8.7 million. That massive number represents the total viewers who watched the streamer disappear live on their screens. I mean, that is an enormous digital footprint. Just picture millions of eyes glued to a single, inexplicable event happening in real time. Imagine the sheer volume of data, right? The collective gasp echoing across servers worldwide as normal broadcast pixels just dissolved into something absolutely impossible. But actually, the true focus of our investigation today isn't Ethan at all. It's the one singular viewer who actually grasped what they were watching. Out of those 8.7 million people who were just staring blindly at their monitors, only one person claimed they knew what was really happening in that room. While the rest of the world saw nothing but digital static and a suddenly empty chair, this one guy saw right through the digital noise.
So, that brings us to Section 1, Hoax, Hack, or AI.
For the first 36 hours following the event, the internet basically exploded. The public was desperately scrambling for answers because, well, human nature demands an explanation for the unexplainable, right? And this brilliantly illustrates how the audience completely fractured into three distinct camps. News channels looking for a grounded reality confidently blamed hackers for a sophisticated cyber attack. Skeptics, they just rolled their eyes and assumed it was an elaborate publicity stunt for a massive view count. And then a huge portion of the internet claimed the whole shebang was totally artificial, generated entirely by advanced AI. It's kind of fascinating how quickly we try to put a logical box around something deeply, fundamentally illogical. We build these theories as defense mechanisms against the unknown.
All right, moving on to Section 2, the sole witness.
Well, those logical boxes were about to be completely shattered. This digital debate turned into a deeply unsettling reality when authorities asked the public to report absolutely anything unusual they might have noticed in the background of the broadcast. Enter Noah Brooks. Now, Noah wasn't famous. He wasn't some conspiracy theorist looking for his 15 minutes of fame on a message board. He was a highly credible cybersecurity analyst from Boston, a professional whose entire career revolved around identifying digital anomalies and security breaches. He watched Ethan's stream from beginning to end, and he fiercely insisted to authorities that every single second of that broadcast was brutally real.
Which leads us to Section 3, eye contact with a shadow.
So Noah immediately calls the police tip line. And when he finally gets a detective on the phone, his statement completely alters the trajectory of this entire mystery. He simply told them, "I know why he disappeared." Now, the crucial point here is that the detective actually laughed at him. He chuckled at this cybersecurity analyst, probably assuming it was just another crazy internet theory cooked up by an over-caffeinated fan, before casually asking Noah what he thought he saw.
According to the chilling police logs, Noah stayed completely silent for several tense seconds. And then he whispered this horrifying realization. "I saw the shadow look directly at me." Boom! This completely changes the paradigm. Noah was proving this wasn't some stunt or a cheap AI trick, but a targeted threat coming right through the screen. The entity lurking in the room with Ethan Carter wasn't just being recorded. No, it was actively observing the audience.
Now let's look at Section 4, the locked room mystery. What's really interesting here is how rapidly the situation escalated from a simple, somewhat dismissive police interview to an impossible crime scene. Just looking at the timeline, the speed of these events is absolutely terrifying. At 0 hours, the live stream broadcast happens. By 36 hours in, the internet is exploding with desperate theories. At 37 hours, Noah makes his fateful call to the tip line. And then, at 61 hours, exactly 24 hours after reporting the shadow to the police, Noah Brooks vanished without a trace from inside his own securely locked apartment. Think about that. A cybersecurity expert, someone whose entire life is built around creating impenetrable, secure walls both digitally and physically, was somehow breached in the real world. Not a single lock was tampered with. Section 5, the 19-second warning. But right before the analyst vanished, he managed to leave behind one final, terrifying digital footprint.
He uploaded a video to a dormant server that was exactly 19 seconds long. Just 19 seconds of footage. And it offered absolutely no logical explanation for his impending disappearance. It didn't show a break-in, it didn't show where he was going or who was in the apartment with him. To this day, the contents of that short video have never been fully explained by authorities, which leaves this massive void in the investigation.
Instead of answers, the video contained only this one cryptic, agonizing sentence. Don't let it know you can see it. It's literally a lethal warning to anyone attempting to deeply analyze the broadcast footage. Noah figured out the rule of the live stream, but he figured it out way too late. The danger isn't in simply watching the video. The danger is in perceiving the entity hidden within it. Acknowledgement is what actually triggers the attack.
So what does this all mean? Well, it brings us to this ultimate, chilling conclusion. If acknowledging the shadowy entity turns you into its next target, we have to ask, what horrific fate awaits the rest of the millions who watched that broadcast? If 8.7 million people tuned in, and one vanished just for making eye contact with the shadow, how many of the remaining 8,699,999 viewers are sitting in locked apartments right now, completely unaware that they've already been seen? It's definitely something to think about the next time you stare a little too closely at the background of a viral video. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and stay safe out there.